listening to the Stupidity In Your Ear podcast. Here comes the stupid.
What is up? It is your boys, Mr. Blonde Hair and Mr. Big Adam's Apple. Welcome back to the 20th episode of Stupidity In Your Ear, India version.
Oh, what?
What do I mean by that?
No. Well, you know what? I'd love to enlighten the audience. Because, guys, we made it. We finally made it. We made it. We are number 125 on the Indian podcast charts, everyone.
What is up, India? All of our India listeners. Good to see you all.
I think our sound, our vibe, our whole thing just fits really well with enlightenment and nirvana and meditation. And I think we can just provide people a service in India to meditate. And that's why we've made it so big.
Kind of a stereotype, but I think our sound is very conducive to peaceful Zen meditation, and so I'm just thankful that we could be a part of that. So thank you, all of India.
Thank you, India. So you thought you saw us sell out before, but we're selling out now. Well,
for those who are wondering why I came in with the intro of Mr. Big Adam's Apple, it's because I saw a picture of myself the other day and I realized I literally have the biggest Adam's Apple of any person ever. It's insane. For those YouTube watchers, you can see my Adam's Apple very protuberant, big protuberance.
Prominence.
But at least no one will question whether or not I am a man or a woman. So let the good times roll. Anyway, let's welcome in our favorite segment, Calvin's Grocery Store Extravaganza.
Wait, okay, hold on. I think we need to go back. We are the 125 most listened podcast in the country of India. How many people are in India?
That's pretty good.
And I'm sure a lot of people in India listen to American podcasts.
Well, I'm just confused how that even happened.
I'm so confused, man. I'm beginning to suspect that it's a lie because I got this random email from this guy. I'd never gotten an email from him before. And it was like, you're 125 in India. Use my site to figure out all your stats or something.
Okay, that's definitely a scam, Sam. We led off the episode celebrating the fact that we were India's 125th largest podcast.
But then again, I don't think it is that far-fetched because I imagine they don't listen to a lot of podcasts in India.
But how would they have ever heard of our podcast?
I don't know. I have no idea.
It's currently friends and family only.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and Brad.
Brad. You know Brad.
Well, Brad 24.
Brad. Hero. Probably should restart this episode then since we kind of just messed it all up. Well, no, it's fine. We'll go for it. Anyways, let's get
cut. All
right into it, boys and girls and dogs. This is your favorite segment, Grocery Store Extravaganza, searching for everything I can eat to make myself feel happy. Yesterday, I was at the grocery store.
Filling the void.
Yeah. By void, I mean my hunger for affection. Anyway, we're in the grocery store. I'm going around with my cart, and, I started a new diet, which you'll see, which will filter into what I bought. So yesterday, I bought some chili with mac and cheese mixed in. Those in
chili a little mac
can. Yeah, it was a mucho fuego. That's not correct. But then I bought some mac and cheese, a 5-pack of mac and cheese. Kraft, shout out Kraft.
Mac and cheese, Diet of Champions.
Bought some butter. Bought some lean cuisines. I'm not gonna lie, lean cuisines kind of lame. And then I bought some ramen. And if you're wondering, Calvin, what kind of diet could that possibly be on? It's the 5,000 calorie a day, 10,000 sodium grams per day diet. It is incredibly good for losing weight. It's very conducive to weight loss and to gain muscle mass. So if you're wondering, I can send you guys. Go ahead and put your email, and or DM us on Instagram, and I'll send you a meal plan. It'll cost just a small fee, maybe $30 a month. I'll send you a meal plan. I'll send you some workout routines that I've perfected. And you'll be well on your way to weight loss. And go ahead and also buy our merch in the subscription link in our bio. And then
it has a special cooling technique to help you sweat out all the water weight that you're getting through drinking Coke and beer all day. Yeah.
Built into the fabric.
I would also like to just put a quick plug in. If Calvin's diet doesn't work out, always come look to me, and I'll tell you about my diet. It's called the seafood diet.
Okay.
Do you want to ask me why it's called that, Calvin?
Thanks, guys. We'll catch you guys next week.
Because I see food and I eat it.
Okay, let's move right on ahead. When I was in the grocery store, I was like, you know what, Calvin, I really have to urinate. And so I was like, I can't make it home. So I walked down. I'm in Dillon's. Dillon's is a nice establishment, I would say. You know, it's not too bad. And so I'm walking.
For all of our UK listeners, Dillon's would be the equivalent of, a nice quality Morrison's or a Super Tesco. Continue.
Do we have many UK listeners? Have you been broadcasting the podcast?
Actually, yeah. There's been a few people that have checked it out.
Okay, good. I was gonna say. I mean, that's kind of why we started it, so we can get famous. So, anyway,
what's up, India?
What's up, India? So I was walking to the hallway, and I see that the girls' restroom, someone's cleaning it, and then I'm immediately hit with a wall of the worst smell I've ever smelled. And I was like, dang, good thing someone's cleaning that women's restroom, but also, yikes. And so then I enter the men's restroom, immediately gagging. And I'm very sensitive to smell sometimes, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I was close to throwing up. But also, it was the single worst bowel movement of all time, and the guy was still in there, but I was like audibly coughing and like crying. It was so bad. It was so bad, and I was angry, like physically angry, and I was like, well, I've committed, I have to go to the bathroom. And I'm rushing out of there within 30 seconds. And I get out, and it's just like it's stuck in your nostrils, and it's embedded in there. And so everything for the rest of the day smells like that smell. And then I decided to cut my nose out. So that was awesome.
How do you do that?
Basically, how in ancient Egypt they would basically stick a
hook and find the brain. Yeah,
find the brain and pull it out.
Yeah.
I just did that, actually. That's what I meant. I just meant myself.
Because I always thought it was like you find an electric drill and a really big drill bit, and you just like kind of and then get like all the insides. So you keep the nose shape, but like destroy your ability to smell.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, but to each their poison. Pick your
to each their poison.
To each his own poison.
Yep. But also, it reminded me of when we went to Utah. We were camping, and there was that like outdoor toilet. That was like, do you remember that? It was like basically, literally.
You had such an experience.
God, that was the worst day of my life. It was just a hole in the ground, and like you just go to the bathroom, like on a hole in the ground. It was honestly. That's got to be in the top 5 worst experiences of my entire life.
No, let's set this story. Let's set this story. This is the day we were leaving, right? This is the day we were leaving that campsite.
Yeah.
And Calvin did not want. No, it wasn't. It was the first. It was the first day after being there. Anyway,
maybe the second day, maybe, or
yeah, because the day after you actually pooped in the woods.
Well, maybe the first. Was it the first day or was it the second day? You think?
I don't care.
Because we were the first day we went to Arches, we just drove around. The second day we kind of stayed in Heights. So But
It
like,
must have
which
been
day?
that day.
What were you wearing?
Well, I wasn't wearing a male romper that day, but I think our
Okay.
buddy was. So I think it was that day. Yeah.
Hillard, you're king.
You're something. Yeah. So Calvin wakes up. We all wake up, and we're getting ready to go to hike at this national park. And Calvin's like, "Oh, I gotta poop." So we're like, "Okay, go poop in the woods, or not in the woods, but in
No,
the."
this is reverse order because I definitely pooped in the woods first because I wanted to do that because I wanted to just say, yeah,
Okay.
I pooped.
And you had a bad experience with that.
I did not enjoy that. My
Yeah.
legs were dying after that. It's not fun. I have terrible knees, so I was just like, this sucks. Also, I definitely
We're taking so
lost
long to
once
tell this story.
Well, I started when I went on the outside. I went at like dusk, and so by the time that I actually was like done, completely dark, and I was like, I don't know how to get back to the campsite, and you guys like went out looking for me because like,
Oh my gosh.
classic times.
That was so classic. And,
I literally got lost in the dark. That was not fun.
No, this was the day we were leaving. So we were packing up the campsite. Calvin's like, I gotta poop. So he goes over to this bathroom. Bad idea. Like you can smell it from a mile away.
Okay, I just didn't want to go. I didn't realize it was that bad. I thought you guys had described it as like
I never went in it, actually.
It was like Hillard and Caleb. I thought had described it as
Yeah.
like just about bathroom. I did not understand and I did not enjoy. Go on, sorry.
I don't know exactly what you did in there or what happened, but you came out. I've never seen you more flustered in your entire life.
So mad.
You had toilet paper attached to you in multiple spots, like on your foot and in your pants or something. And you just came barreling out and you're like, I'm getting in the river. And you just made a beeline for the river and jumped in as we were like trying to pack up the camp and the tent and leave.
My god.
It was
Okay.
like,
Let me give my my explanation of that story. So I needed to go, and my knees hurt from last night going in outside. So I went to this freaking shack, and so let me just explain. It's like huge. It's like so big. Just one toilet, but there's just like so much space. But there's just toilet paper all over the ground. And so that's why like it was on my feet. Was I was like I had to sit on it, like step on it, and so I didn't realize it was on my foot. So like that's not that bad. But like freaking the seat was so gross that I'm like, I'm not gonna sit on this seat. And so I put like toilet paper like on the seat, so it's like a toilet seat
no,
cover.
I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, like that's like, but it was also like 100 freaking degrees outside, so I was like sweating.
It was in Arizona, so
Yes, so I was
Fair.
like, that's why like it stuck to me. It was like, it wasn't like used toilet paper. It was like just toilet paper that I used to sit down on. But while I was in there, it was so hot, so I was just drenched in sweat, and then it was freaking so like the smell overcame me several times where I actually did like think I'm gonna throw up. Like I literally was like, I'm gonna throw up right now if I don't like just get out of here. But I couldn't because I was going to the bathroom. So then by the time that I'm finished, I'm so angry because I'm like, this is so awful. This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. And like the smell literally was again stuck in my nostrils, and it was on my body. Like I could tell that if I like didn't get in the river and like shower, like it would be on my, like it would stick to my skin. It was ingrained in me. It was
that was the thing. You kept talking about how the smell was stuck to you, and it was like it's getting into your skin, and that's what made us laugh so hard because
I was panicking, dude. I was like,
you're having like a panic attack almost.
I was
like,
freaking out. It was so freaking bad. Oh man, yeah. I remember coming down so angry. I was like throwing things.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm getting that river, which I actually honestly just did like getting in the river. It was very very cool. And we hadn't showered in so freaking long, so I was like, you know, this is perfect. But I was so mad. Like, never been more angry in my life. But anyway, that's the story of the outdoor toilet. Don't use those if you're in Utah. So that was a 10-minute story about pooping.
Yeah, that was a lot of poop. I'm so sorry, audience.
Apologies to India.
Sorry, India. Hope you still like us.
Oh, they do. All right.
Dude, okay, so... What?
Let's just move on from the pooping.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotta get out of
I
that.
watched. Have you seen the documentary The Keepers?
No.
Um, it's a hard one to like recommend. I just finished it. It's like 7 episodes. They're an hour long each. It's on Netflix, and it's about like abuse by a priest in Baltimore, and just like this big story that came out of that, and how it's like kind of unresolved, and it's really tough to watch. So I'm not entirely sure why I'm talking about it, but
It's a good transition. Yeah, so anyway, I was pooping outside and then freaking watching this documentary. It's really tough to watch. Man, that is a bummer.
The one thing that I kind of drew from it was like the Catholic Church essentially kind of worked to cover it up and has done so
definitely.
with a lot of those priests that have had that problem. And that's just the worst response as a church that I could ever see.
Yeah,
The
so
church
it's actually interesting.
First body to speak out against even if there's an accusation, even if it has little merit, like it should be telling its priests, no, you should be living with such high standards that you shouldn't even have an accusation like that. I don't know. I found myself, I was so angry watching some of those episodes. I was almost sick listening to some of the things that were said, like especially bringing religion into the actual act of abuse. Like, dude, it messed me up. That was not good.
That's interesting. I haven't seen that, but I know that I'd love to see more of the information, but I know that what the Catholic Church did for a lot of them is they would remove that clergy member from like that specific like region, and they just move them to a different place. And I'm like, why? That's not punishment. That's literally just letting it happen. And that's why, like right now especially, it seems that a lot of people are coming under fire for sexual assault and like rape and stuff. And it is tough stuff, and it's hard to sometimes know who's telling the truth. But I have been incredibly disappointed with the way that Christians have handled everything, because they handle it more of, well, I like my person and I don't want to taint the idea of who they are, and so I'm gonna lash out at the person who claims that it happened, or vice versa. I mean, I see it less of the abuser or of the person who's abused, like defending the person who's abused, of like hating the abuser. But typically Christians, I feel like, have for a long time, at least a minority, a loud minority, have been like attacking the people who are victims, or calling out the people who are abused, and claiming they're lying and assaulting them and stuff like that. And I'm like, that is not how the church should respond. And even if they are lying, again, that doesn't
not
mean
how you
you
should
should
respond.
ruin someone's life. Yeah. And people, and it's 99% of people who are accused of rape actually did it, and there's a 1% that have lied, and it's like literally just facts. And so to me, people who always assume that someone is lying is like, that's kind of ridiculous, and it makes me cringe very, very, very much when people just attack people like that. It's God, this is dark, but it makes me sad, dude. It's terrible.
No, and we can kind of stop talking about it here. I just thought that should be said. That was something that I felt a lot recently. I did watch another movie recently. It's called. Have you heard of Calvary?
Yes, I've not seen it, but I've heard of it.
Dude, it might be my favorite movie.
Calvary,
yeah.
What's it about?
I don't want to give anything away, so I'm just going to give like the initial premise. This guy, you'd recognize the actor. I forget his name. He's a priest.
Let me guess. Does it start with a D?
I think you know.
It's Daniel or
Close.
something like that. Well, it's like rhymes with Panny Perito. We'll figure it out.
Something.
Anyway, what was the premise?
He's a priest of a small Irish town. And essentially this guy comes in to confessional on like a Saturday, and he says, "Yeah, Father, I'm going to kill you next Sunday." And then the movie is
Light
just
work.
that week. Yeah. And it is insane, dude. It's
Doesn't seem like he has the right heart forgiveness. I think it's a heart issue. His heart is just not in the right
I think
place.
it's, a little bit of a chest issue somewhere deep inside. Got a little pent up anger.
His
You know
heart
what?
is-
You know what the problem is?
What is it?
He tried to talk about his issues. That's a common theme that keeps coming up on this podcast.
Why have we not gotten this across to you guys? Bury
Don't-
those feelings, bury those opinions, bury those thoughts you have that are anything but just the status quo, and then
Exactly.
you'll be fine.
You'll be fine if you bury it deep and never think about it again. Repress your memories.
Yes. Has no one seen High School Musical? They literally sing a song about it. Stick to the status quo.
Yeah. That's the climax of the movie.
Yes, I stopped watching after that part because I knew I had it all.
Exactly.
Yes.
God.
Come on, people.
All right. So, moving on.
Is that Ethan Hawke?
No. Ethan Hawke. Who's Ethan Hawke?
He was the guy that did freaking Boyhood. He's the dad.
No. It's okay, do you remember in Harry Potter, the guy who played Mad-Eyed Moody?
Yeah.
It's him. He's the priest.
And he plays Mad-Eye Moody as a priest.
Yeah, it's kind of weird with the
Sick.
wizardry.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
would be interesting. Because I know Harry Potter is anti-Christian, so
It is. Yeah. It
Yeah.
is.
cool. Anyway, okay, I see that guy. So I was on Twitter the other day, and I was looking, and it was on the featured page. So I saw that a man was getting engaged in the New York City subway, and she said
Oh.
yes, but
Good
he
placement.
was so nervous that he dropped the wedding ring, but for some reason he was on one knee over a grate, like a grate that leads down to the sewer, and so he dropped the wedding ring into the sewer, and they lost it. She said yes, but they lost it, and someone found a video of it. But however, the police did find the ring, but they couldn't find the couple, so they still haven't found the couple. So
You can't find the couple?
if you happen to be the couple who did that and you listen to our podcast for some reason, go ahead,
Hillard,
let us know.
I'm looking at you, Hillard.
Hillard. We were talking about it. Hillard is gonna pull. But anyway, that was a classic thing that I saw. I thought that was so funny.
I could just imagine just a really bad comedy sketch, or will you marry me? Only on the condition that you never lose this ring. Boom, in the drain.
This ring is a symbol of our love, and I will never drop it. I will never lose it. It will never fall out of my hands. You will always be in my hand. Oh crap!
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, it's literally in crap. I'm looking at crap, and it is.
oh.
We have
Speaking
talked
of crap, why are we sitting over a grate in the New York City subway?
Also,
Why are
speaking
we
of
getting
crap,
engaged right here?
why are you saying yes to a piece of crap who engages you in New York subway?
Oh God! I just figured I'd engage you here. Engage you. I figured I would ask you to marry me.
No, I
here.
like that. I like that. Engage you.
I'm about to engage you, dog.
Engage him up.
Dude, I'm about to engage you, sucker.
That girl's wife material. You better engage her quick.
Dude, I'm about to engage you.
Game time ready.
Who's trying to get engaged right now, dude? Ring by spring, am I right?
Most women enjoy when you speak like that about getting married.
Yeah, right? Okay,
Ring
no.
by-
I saw another thing on Twitter, actually, and
Yeah.
this reminded me. We talked about this at one point where people will just buy things that have brand names on them and kind of just,
People don't do that.
yeah, whatever. Well, anyway, CNN tweeted this story where Payless, which for those who don't know what Payless is, it's like a brand that's known for really cheap shoes. It's but it's not bad, it's just cheaper shoes. And so they opened up a fake pop-up store called Palessi, and in Los Angeles, in the Los Angeles Mall, and they invited people to like this grand opening to see like if they would buy Payless shoes that were in disguise. And so basically a shopper spent $640 for a pair of boots, and like people were buying like just tons of shoes, just like thousands of dollars of shoes.
No way.
But they're all just Payless shoes, which like usually go for like $20-$30 maybe. Yeah.
Dude.
And I'm like, that is ridiculous. Like, that's literally what we're talking about. Like, it literally, it doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's expensive.
Oh my! It's like that woman that went and bought $50 worth of Goodwill clothes and stood outside the fashion show in London, and people were taking pictures of her and like getting her to sign stuff. It's like the exact same thing.
That's amazing.
That's ridiculous. That. That's awesome. No, we talked about that on the show. Yeah.
Oh, I clearly was definitely listening.
God.
I know. Sorry.
It's okay. It just hurts, you know.
My bad.
I'm kidding. Dude, I found another American penny yesterday.
Dude, that's sick. I'm glad you brought that up on the podcast. So, dude, you would not believe. Today, I was like walking to class,
right?
And I was like, I looked at my backpack. Dude, I found a freaking pencil, and I was like, what? Dude, I'm gonna bring it up on the podcast, on the pod.
No, okay. Imagine if you were walking to class and you found a British penny on the ground.
Yeah, I feel like that's not. Yeah, that'd be weird.
Okay. It strangely makes me think of home. Like,
man, I miss home for you. I know you must miss it, so I miss it for you.
Home
You're back so soon, dude.
Yeah, dude. What is it? Today's Monday. Yeah, 2 more weeks after this week.
Dang, that's not too bad.
No,
wait, 2 weeks after this week, you said, so 3 weeks or?
Yeah, yeah.
So we got like 1 month of like this next 6 months, like, and then we're there.
Yeah, so like today's Monday, so like yeah, after this first half of the year, it's only like 2 weeks after that.
Dude, sick. After we make this next $1 million, dude, we only got like $20 million left to make, dude. Friggin' bad.
Then we could really do this podcast right.
Okay, dude. So we're freaking in my English World Exploring Literature class. We're doing movies right now, and cool. So we're watching this guy break down some movies, and he was bashing the Transformers movies. Like, how dare he? Those are the best cinematic achievements of all time. Transformers: The Last Night, Dark Side of the Moon, freaking best movies ever. Like, can't imagine a better one. So I was just kind of mad that he was like taking his platform and using it to abuse people.
Big strong man.
Yeah, but also we were given an assignment where we have to break down our favorite movie scene from any movie. It was like, fat bet, you know, I'm about to write a 5-page paper about Return of the Jedi, and I'm going to write about how the Ewoks were the best thing that's ever happened to modern cinema. I'm just kidding. Your face, a classic. No, I'm writing about the throne room scene where they're underneath the that little staircase, and Darth Vader's talking about sister.
If you have a sister,
perhaps she will. That's what I'm writing about. So
nice, man.
I'm very excited. Very, very exciting.
Very cool. Thank you, Kanye.
Thank you, Kanye. Very cool. I miss that. That was probably the funniest tweet that's ever happened. But anyway, guys, if you are on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to PewDiePie. He needs help in defeating T-Series. Seriously, guys, go ahead and do your part and subscribe. Have you heard about this, Sam?
Hold on. I gotta go look up how to edit out of audio.
How do you not know anything? Freaking PewDiePie is the
I've
most subscribed.
vaguely heard of this. I know who PewDiePie is.
He's the most subscribed to person on YouTube. He's got 70 million right now. And T-Series is basically this... Wait! T-Series is an Indian like marketing company that just puts out trailers for Bollywood stuff. And T-Series is like going to beat PewDiePie people don't step up, and YouTube doesn't. Well, the YouTube meme community doesn't want like a marketing company to overtake like an actual content creator. But now I'm torn because India has the majority of our audience. I don't want.
I wonder if the reason T-Series is doing so well is because we climbed our way to 125 on the charts.
Yes, call back.
Brother.
It's because of us. PewDiePie, we're sorry, but we're coming for your title. I guarantee you that we're going to go from 12 subscribers to 70 million in less than 2 months. So check us out on YouTube. Stupidity In Your Ear.
70
Thanks,
million?
everybody. Yeah.
That's not as much as I thought.
Dude, 70 million? That's an insane amount of people.
Yeah.
That are like subscribed, that watch every video, you know. They get notifications for every video. That's crazy.
That is great. Yeah,
It's
I guess that is
growing
crazy.
too. That's insane. YouTube, man. What would we do without it, man? Did you see?
We wouldn't be influenced by influencers,
We're
dude.
not. We are influencers, so dude, Mumford and Sons, like right before we started recording, they started posting like music videos for every song from the new album. But
Every song?
yeah, but it's
Wow.
all in collaboration with National Geographic, and so it's all just videos of like nature and stuff. And nature's pretty neat, but they are so cool. And my new goal, I'm abandoning everything I wanted to do. I now want to work for National Geographic and be a
Really?
photographer. I'm not going to actually do that. But like, it looks like, imagine just going around and being like, yeah, I'll take a picture of that. Yeah, I'll fly to New Zealand, take a picture of that. Just for that picture. It's freaking insane.
Dude, that's hype. I'm going to have to check those videos out.
Really cool.
I really enjoyed that album.
Very
I don't know if we
nice.
talked about it.
Did we talk about it?
Very cool and very nice.
Very cool, very nice. I don't think we talked about it.
No, I don't think we did.
I liked it the first time through. I think it's better as a complete album than listening to
Definitely.
it separately. There are songs though that I don't like, but there are songs that I really like. The songs that I really like, my favorite song is definitely "Forever." That
song is so good.
banging, so good.
It's so good.
But I really like the Wild and Wild Heart as well.
Yeah.
I like Guiding Light the more I listen to it. I didn't
Really?
love it the first time, and now I'm more and more liking it. There's so many versions though where they're playing it more acoustic.
Really?
Was a weird way of saying that, and it's better. It's better acoustic. Acoustic.
Acoustic. AQU.
I cannot say that.
Stick.
Acoustic version.
No, I agree.
like
I
better.
really enjoyed the Visible Darkness, like those 2 or 3 songs where they like transition into that quote from Dante's Inferno, I think.
That's what that is. So I knew it was from something, but I didn't know. So that one's got the most backlash of any song.
Really?
I didn't hate it just because I've listened to a lot of albums that do like the same thing where they don't really do a song as much as they do like a performance of something. And for people who don't like listen to that, like I've not heard that before, I think it's definitely very weird. But they're just more musical than ones I've heard before. Sometimes people just like literally just stop the album and just start talking.
Yeah.
Like Kendrick has this really weird story on his album. This is a Christian Minecraft server, so I can't cuss. I'll say it's DAMN, which was
darn.
Yeah.
His
album Shucks, which was one of the best albums of all time. Not his best album, but one of the best
album
albums
Zoinks.
ever.
Yeah.
His album, well, gosh darn it. Well, dang Flabbit.
His album Dang Tootin'.
His album will shoot. Anyway, but he talks for like
his album Mother Trucker Dude that had like a butt cheek on a stick.
Mother Trucker Dude. Anyway, he talks for like literally like a minute and a half, and he tells the story about how he walks up to this blind woman who like looks like she's dropped something, and then he's like, "Seems like you've lost something," and she goes, "It's actually you've lost something," and he goes, "What?" And then she just shoots him. It's very bizarre. It sounds cool though.
It sounds really cool.
That's what I wasn't bothered by whatever song that was. That was really off track.
Yeah.
I really liked what is the song? There's another song that I kind of liked. I think it was 42. I like It's like Rose of Sharon was kind of
Yeah,
good.
that one's really good.
I'm trying to like remember just off the top of my head, and I'm just gonna go find it
The
quick.
one called
Um,
Free Fallen, that one's really
yeah,
good.
there's this other song that I've listened to lately. It's called Gravity. It's by John Mayer. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's very good.
I vaguely remember that being shouted out on our story, but
Yeah. Well, okay, Slip Away. I did like. The more I listened to Slip Away, I like.
yeah,
I like October Skies. I can't really remember.
Beloved is really good.
I forget Beloved, but I do not like the song Woman. I just do not like it at all. Those are the only ones I really remember that stuck out to me. If I didn't like, it's like Woman. I just did not enjoy that. And there was just some of the others were just kind of like, okay, but a few definitely like stood out of like really good. But
I was really relieved by this album because I think I was really tense for it. I think the fourth album by a band is kind of make or break of whether they will continue to succeed in the future or not. I thought, the Sign No More, their best album. Okay.
yeah,
Babel was pretty close behind it, I thought.
I think both are. I don't know. I sometimes like Babel more than I like Sign No More.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. And
I
then
don't know. They're both for me.
especially the deluxe version. The deluxe version.
Yeah. Actually,
But,
okay. I like the Boxer, but I don't really like the other songs on the deluxe
Really?
version that much. Yeah.
I really like them.
Well, no, I
Anyway,
like one of them. There's one I don't like, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
which one it is. But
Their third album, Wilder Mind, was in a completely different category for me, and I was like, can they actually make the transition from folk indie to like
yeah,
rock?
I go so back and forth in the album. I never know what to feel.
I definitely like it now. I didn't at first, but I was like, this next album is make or break for them. If they don't do way better than Wilder Mind, then they might be kind of done.
Yeah.
As creators, and they really blew me away, honestly. And I'm really happy with what they put out. So
And I think it opens them up for so much more possibility as well.
Yeah.
Of like where to go next, because it kind of had some of that same vibes from Babel and a little bit of Sign No More, but then like some of Wilder Mind, but it just felt different too. So I wonder now, like within. That's why I'm like, immediately after I heard it, I was immediately like, I want to hear another album. Because I'm like, I want to see like what they're gonna do now.
I thought, Wilder Mind was very much just them doing rock music, generic rock music that didn't really have their signature stamp on it.
Yeah.
As much.
I agree.
There's a few
That's why I think I don't
there,
like it.
A few lyrics. But this album definitely was like, okay, they took rock music and they made it their own in this album. So
I feel like what separates Mumford & Sons from anyone is their unique way of lyrics, like of using lyrics, and the lyrics are so bizarre if they're taken out of context, but they make sense, and they're like very deep and like much better than I've heard from many other people. And so I think that's why I was drawn to those first two albums, and Wilder Mind just kind of felt like bland to me. And so this one feels a lot better, But,
and I very much like their little EP, Johannesburg.
Yeah, I like some. There's one song that's definitely in a different language. Si tu veux, pronounce that wrong. It's French, I believe.
No, it's Swahili, I think.
I thought it was French. I don't know anything about other languages.
Swahili has a lot of roots.
I guess I was lying. Yeah, it does. That's what I was thinking, because I know that a lot of African countries speak a little bit of French, but I think it is because it's from South Africa, so I think it would be Swahili. But anyway, that song's really good. I really like that song.
Really?
Yeah.
I really like Who You've Landed. That song is a banger for me.
Yeah, I kind of like that one. I kind of don't. But obviously, There Will Be Time is one of my favorite songs by them.
Yeah.
Ever. That will always be just one of the best songs ever.
I agree.
Did you hear Chance the Rapper put out some new singles?
Did he now?
Yeah, there's only
on
two.
iTunes?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know. There was one that's called My Own Thing, and it's featuring a guy named Joey Perp, who I've never heard of. Didn't like his verse. I thought Chance's stuff was okay. Then he put out another one that's called The Man Who Has Everything. It's just Chance. It is acid rap. It is 100% acid rap, which is so cool. You should listen. It's like 100% like feels like acid rap, which is one of my favorite albums of all time, and one of the best things that Chance has ever done. The Man Who Has Everything.
Okay.
It's like a purple. You can listen to that one too. I mean, I thought it was okay, but
yeah.
I don't know. I'm just confused by him right now because he's been promising for months. He's been talking about I'm putting out an album soon, and I'm putting out one with Childish Gambino, and I'm also putting one out with Kanye. But he's putting out all these singles, and I'm like, just put out an album. But like, I appreciate that he's putting out singles, but I haven't loved many of the singles that he's put out, and I'm getting worried that this next album might not be what people desire. I think one with Childish Gambino will be a success no matter what, and same with Kanye. Yeah. But if he puts out a solo album and it doesn't do well, I worry because these singles, for me at least, have not been feeling like the same Chance. And I can't judge him saying that he's not Chance the Rapper because he's obviously freaking Chance the Rapper. But just like it's not my style anymore. Whereas like his acid rap and coloring book stuff was freaking on the freaking dot. Yep. So I don't know if I say freaking again.
It's gonna be hard to live up to that, especially coloring book. That album was kind of a masterpiece.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anything he does now will really live up to it. I don't know if that's possible. I think if anyone can do it, he can. But I don't know.
We're so young. You think that he would just keep exploring, and I don't mind. I mean, he's doing a lot of collaboration stuff, which I think is really good for an artist. You can learn new things from other people and like take some of their styles and stuff. So I don't know. I've noticed that about Mumford and Sons. They've never really done anything with like other artists. I'd be interested to see them do something like with something.
They did. Marcus Mumford at least did like a whole Basement Tapes album. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. They don't do
like,
much.
I'd love to see them do stuff with like smaller artists that are like kind of in that same like vein. That'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, I guess the Johannesburg one is kind of because that was like 4 groups together for that EP. But yeah, you're right. Never on their big albums do they have collabs.
Yeah. So. Which is cool though. It's cool to see them do their own thing. But music, man.
And you liked that Novo Amor album?
Oh my gosh, dude, that was such a banger. And then I listened to another one too that was also a banger.
Yeah, the one with featuring or with Ed something.
Yeah. God,
that one's
bangers. Good. Bangers only.
He has an EP that is as good as that album that I'll send to you.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna need that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was literally just like doing homework or something, and I was just like, I couldn't focus. I was just listening on my Beat Studios, just like so rounded by sound. It was incredible.
That's so funny. My Beat Studios.
They're not even mine. I'm borrowing them. He just let me borrow them. Classic. But have I talked about Daniel Caesar on here?
No.
So I started because Daniel Caesar is freaking king.
Good. Yeah, he's good.
But I haven't really ever listened to his stuff. I just know that he's good, especially that thing he did with Chance on Stephen Colbert. Which, okay, going back to, I shouldn't go back to Chance again. But why has he not released that song on iTunes that he did on Stephen Colbert's show? I mean, he's probably hitting it for his album, but it's so frustrating he doesn't put it out there. I mean, it's on SoundCloud, so you can listen to it anytime. But like, it just makes me angry that he doesn't. I just wanted to put out an album so bad.
Yeah.
God, it makes me angry. But anyway, I was listening to Daniel Caesar. That guy's got some absolute bangers.
Yeah.
His song "We Find Love" is definitely one of my favorite songs. And then what's that song that he like took from? He didn't really. Yeah, he took from Kanye. I'm trying to find it. "Streetcar." That song is a banger as well.
That one's really good.
Yeah, he's really good. I really like him.
I am super excited. Penny and Sparrow are coming out with something soon.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, they've been talking about being in the studio and stuff. I just really like them because they're super present on Instagram, and it's like they're not that big, so it's just like hit their lives a little bit. Oh, Andy Baxter, the main guy in that band, he put a picture on his story the other day, and he was like, he's a Man U fan essentially.
Go Red Devils! God, they've been sucking so badly. It's hard to freaking watch them. Makes me so angry. I could talk for so freaking long about how they're freaking. Oh gosh.
Have you talked to Jake yet? He went to a Man U game.
I actually did talk to him like the day after. Didn't talk very much, but yeah, I heard he went to the Man U game and he said he saw somebody. I forget even that was a good story I just told, but yeah, I was so jealous, dude. I need to make it to a game soon.
Yeah,
I need to see them. But
that'd be hype.
That's a banger.
I got to tour the Southampton Stadium, which was really cool.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Man U tied Southampton, so
yeah.
still salty about that.
Southampton is like about to get relegated.
Yeah, Southampton is garbage, but we're also somehow garbage.
Yeah.
Freaking billions of dollars, and we can't even freaking beat Southampton. Makes me so mad.
It is really annoying.
It's infuriating.
All the resources that club has, and they can't beat Southampton.
I know, dude. It makes me like watching the game is like screaming at the TV, which I'm not like that at all. But I'm like screaming at the TV, like, Jose Mourinho, what are you thinking right now?
Oh, dude, he might be gone, right?
I hope he's gone. Do not understand.
It's a lot of pressure to take that gig, I think.
No, it's. I feel like it's one of the, like, of all the soccer clubs, like, it's not the biggest and the best one, but it's far and away the most pressure, I think, because of just the presence it has in
so prestigious
the whole world. Yeah, like everyone who's not a soccer fan but claims they're a Man U fan. Yeah, and that's cool. Like, that Man U has that draw, but it makes it so hard for managers to come in because everyone's like, we want to win. We want to win immediately too. We want to get first place. And that's why, like, when Jose came in, I was like, you know what? He actually could be the one to make it because he goes into clubs and just immediately gets first and then leaves after 3 or 4 years, which is why I didn't want him to hire him anyway, because he's going to freaking screw over the club in 3 years. And look where we are right now. We're terrible. Oh my gosh. Do not like it. But it's a huge mantle, especially after Sir Alex Ferguson, who was there for so many years and won so many things and was just a great face of the club. After that, it's just like, how do you top that?
That's the struggle.
See, Bill Snyder retired from K-State.
Really?
After so long. Yeah. He needed to retire.
A few years ago.
Yeah, classic. But I mean, that man's done so much for the program. I don't hate K-State, but like, because I'm a huge KU fan, it's like I can't cheer for them. But he's a king and a legend. So thank you, Bill Snyder.
Yeah, but I thought
KU has Les Miles. Let's freaking go. LSU can suck. And KU is about to go win their first national title in forever. Let's go football. We're back on the rise, baby. Gosh, I'm pumped. Let's go.
I'm not even following here, but sure.
Come on. Do you know who Les Miles is?
I'm assuming a big high school football recruit.
No, dude. He was the LSU football coach for years. Like, coaches of all time. Yeah, dude, he's incredible. Why is he at
KU now?
Because, dude, we're about to go freaking win a title, baby. I'm so pumped.
I'm patting your head through the screen. Okay?
I still remember that day in 2008 when we won the Orange Bowl, and I was thinking, this day to be a KU fan. And then we won the national title, and then the next year we didn't do so good in football, and then we were just awful. And now it's like, I have hope again, and it just feels good. It just feels right.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny, man. This has been a good episode. We talked about poop way too much.
Yeah, a lot of poop references. And we talked about music for so long.
Yeah, we did.
But it was good. It was
it was.
Oh my gosh, I forgot to say that I was going to be on a podcast tomorrow. But that was the Camry's podcast is releasing tomorrow. And
is it?
Yeah. So if you're still listening, we don't have a lot of people listening at this point. But I just want to say, Brad, go ahead and pop on the Apple Podcasts app. And then go ahead and look in the search bar and search in Letting the Light In. And it'll be Camry Philippines. Beautiful podcast, Letting the Light In. I'm a guest. It'll be on tomorrow. Go ahead and peep that. Give her a subscribe. Give her, a rating of 5 stars. Give us a rating of 5 stars with a review and say, yo, what's up? It's your boy, Big Adam's Apple. And we'll give you some free merch or something. We'll figure it out. Something like that. No, we won't. But we will not be giving you free merch. Disclaimer. But go ahead and give us a like and some reviews, some ratings. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to PewDiePie. Buy our merch and a link in the description of our Instagram. What else did they do, Sam?
Go look at the charts in India, baby, because we're 125.
I want to give out a challenge to those who live in every other country in the world. Go ahead and get us up to that top 125 charts, if not higher. And you might see us touring in that country. We're actually going to launch a tour of India soon because we're 100% sure we have a huge audience there. So
look out, Ganges River, we're coming for you.
Ganges River. That's going to be called the Ganges River Tour. Just going to tour different dates along the Ganges River.
All right, man. This has been a good one.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for listening.
How do you turn this thing off?